to the show. This is your host, Suzanne Monk, host of the one and only Trump Talk Live Periscope cast. It's so loud sometimes it freezes up and then we have to do the whole Periscope cast again. This is our 70th episode. Done 70 episodes. If you have any idea how many... Actually, I've probably done about 170 episodes because that's probably how many times Periscope's frozen up on me and I had to start all over. The reason I have to start over is because we record this and then other people watch it on the YouTube channel. Because the whole reason I started Trump Talk is so that we could sort through the media misinformation and try to help people who are supporting Trump and people who are just on the fence about Trump, and heck, people who hate Trump, to get some real information minus the media spin. So, we've been doing this for 70 episodes. I've already done episode 70. It was great. Rock was great. Deb was on. We all had a great time. We talked down some haters. We answered questions. It was fun. Gone. This Periscope froze up. So we'll do it again. Let's talk about Trump news, you guys. So many things going on today. Rock, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome, Progressive Trump. You probably opposed the TPP, and as I talked about yesterday, if you don't want the TPP, you need Trump. So many progressives have issue with the way we are allowing the government to manipulate the trade policies of this country. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about what the media spin has been. Now, we talked about Babygate. Trump kicked out a baby. Not really. We talked about the Purple Heart issue. There is a new video out, very touching interview with the veteran who gave Mr. Trump the Purple Heart. I'm going to post it on the Trump Talk US page. Donald Trump posted it on his page as well. The veteran explaining in his own words why he gave Donald Trump the Purple Heart and why he wanted Donald Trump to keep it specifically. So everybody was like, why did he take the Purple Heart? Why didn't he give it back to the... He tried. Donald Trump tried to give it back. The veteran insisted that he keep it for this reason. Because he thinks Donald Trump is going to be a very strong commander-in-chief and he wants him to have a reminder of those who have served and are serving tangibly in his hand to hold on. And he felt that this Purple Heart could be that symbol for Mr. Trump. Very touching. What did the media turn it into? Trump made a joke about a Purple Heart. They didn't mention Donald Trump bringing the veteran on stage. They didn't mention anything about the veteran's sentiment. That nobody even interviewed the veteran until 4 days later, 2 days later. And only on Fox. Because that's the dishonest media. So, Babygate, Purple Heart Gate. Today they're talking about Donald Trump. The GOP is worried that Donald Trump is going to back out of the race. He might back out of the race, and what are they going to do? You guys, Donald Trump is not backing out of the race. First off, he's beating Hillary Clinton in many of the polls, and we're going to talk about how the polls that he's not beating her in have been cooked. As per Democratic strategists calling it out. Not from our side. Democratic strategists. They are completely desperate. Absolutely out of control. Here's why Donald Trump isn't backing out of the race, okay? Last month, he raised $82 million. $82 million. $64 million of that was online and smaller donations, $10 to $25. Two-thirds of that online alone. So he has now $74 million on hand, okay? Hillary Clinton raised $90 million in the same time, so they are now certainly comparable in raising. Hillary Clinton's been raising money for 20 years. Donald Trump's been raising money as a politician for a few months and is on par. And we know he spends a fraction of that money because he knows how to budget and he knows how to use social media and he doesn't need to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars to lose. He's going to spend a few $1 million and win. So, he's not dropping out of the race. His fundraising is great. It's gone very well. The campaign is in no way flailing. This Mr. Khan situation is absolutely... What will he do with all the leftover money? That's right. Well, he will probably do is help down ticket races. And then the Never Trump will say, oh, we helped keep the Republicans in power. We're so mad. Idiots. They're just idiots. So, when the media start telling you that Trump's jumping out of the race, it's not going to happen. When they tell you his campaign is flailing, it's not happening. He's doing very, very well. When they talk about, what about Mr. Khan? Why is he in this whole argument with Mr. Khan? He's not in an argument with Mr. Khan. The media is in a flail with Mr. Khan. Donald Trump spoke specifically and clearly, very positive words, refuted Mr. Khan's false assertions about him, and the media has gone crazy ever since then, neglecting to mention Mr. Khan is a Sharia law expert whose law firm is the Hillary Clinton Foundation law firm, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton's private tax attorney law firm. He has dealings with the Saudi Arabians. It goes on and on and on. All he said was Mrs. Khan wasn't allowed to speak. He didn't say why. He merely said maybe she wasn't allowed to speak, but she didn't speak. She didn't say anything. And to be fair, she didn't say anything. And afterwards, it's because she is so stricken with her son's group. No, yeah, I appreciate. Maybe you are stricken with your son's group, but you know what? You are there to be a prop. You're there to make everyone feel bad. That's why you don't say anything, because you're just there to make everyone feel bad. So we all know that's what the DNC tried to tout out their Gold Star family, but unfortunately, their Gold Star family are Shariaists who want to undermine the Constitution they're wagging in our face. That's the DNC for you. That's the DNC for you. Not letting women talk is disrespectful. That's correct. It is not disrespectful to mention, why don't you let the woman talk? Frankly, why not? I would like to hear her speak. When the Republicans held their convention, our Gold Star mother was able to speak and talk about how Hillary Clinton lied to her face over her son's coffin. She did speak about it later on TV, as did Mr. Khan go through every interview cycle so that the media could keep this going and going and going and going. I think ultimately to Hillary's disadvantage, because what we're finding out about the Khan family is that they are highly involved in making money off of bringing Muslim immigrants here on HB5 visas, very wealthy immigrants. So they're directly making money from the policies that Mr. Trump would change to create security and certainly proper vetting. I don't think Mr. Khan wants extreme vetting. I don't think his clients would be as happy about that. So, let's talk a little bit about Paul Ryan and John McCain. Everyone has been upset. Again, the media, crazy upset. Donald Trump refuses to endorse John McCain or refuses to endorse Paul Ryan. He didn't do that. He didn't refuse. He said he's not ready. Interestingly, the exact words one Paul Ryan said when everyone asked him, are you going to endorse Mr. Trump? I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Trump isn't ready. You know what? You don't need Donald Trump's endorsement. In fact, Paul Ryan isn't doing very well in his race anyways. His competitor, Paul Nehlen, is doing very well, matching him in fundraising, and certainly doing very well in the polls. So I think Paul Ryan might have brought this on himself by playing this little game with Donald Trump from the beginning and not wanting to create party unity for so long. So, as for John McCain, again, no, you mean Paul Nehlen. It's really a funny situation. You should take a look at it. So, Paul Ryan is very potentially losing his seat if he doesn't figure out how to turn it around. Well, I get it, but he's losing. He may be the greatest man on earth, but he's got problems and he's getting outraised. So maybe give him a call. Send him some money. Send him some money. Maybe he won't. But right now, so let's talk about John McCain. Also, similar thing. Trump's not. First off, John McCain and Donald Trump, I don't think they need to get along. Where are you getting your info? Just Google it. You know what? Google it. And then find the ones that are good. Read several different sources, just like I do. I spend 2 hours doing all this. What I'm telling you is it's not as good as it looks. So do the research. Reuters. So let's talk about the polls. You guys, this is what's so ridiculous. Reuters got called out by Democratic strategist Pat Goodell. Longtime Democratic strategist Pat Goodell called out the Reuters poll. No, we're not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that in a minute, but what I'm saying is we're going to talk about the polls. Chill. Keep up. Reuters recooked the books. Here's what they did. They had polls. They changed the polls thereby weighting the Democrats by, I believe, 70%, Rock said, 70 mentioned, after the fact. So the polls stated one thing, they come back around, they do, now they say the polls say a whole other thing. So, got called out. They're getting called out for skewing the polls. This is the continued problem we're going to have. 70% Dems, that's right. 70% Dems. You're not going to get 70% Dems out to the polls. We all know that the enthusiasm is on the Republican side. The Dems had low turnout. The Republicans had record turnout. We all know that. So even just weighting it anything other than 50-50 is crazy. But it's also rigged. It's not illegal because there's no laws against polls. But this is how they're going to try to make it look like Hillary is not doing as bad as she is. But all you have to do is look at her rallies. She's got a few people showing up, 20, 30 sometimes at a time. Small, 200 people. Trump is filling stadiums. Filling stadiums. That's how it is. So, let's talk about John McCain. You want to talk about, Jill wants to talk about John McCain. Do I think that John McCain, yeah, the people are, well, people. That's what the Periscope is. It's a bunch of haters who troll around, and then, sometimes they engage. Jill, I'm going to answer your question. Did Trump insult John McCain? Well, John McCain, I have to say, started it. He came out forcibly, which no one remembers, against Mr. Trump. Now, Mr. Trump was asked, what is your take on John McCain? What he said about you? And he responded. Now, I'm sorry we all want to pretend that John McCain is a war hero forever and nothing he did in the Senate or since then has any bearing, but I don't agree with that. And I believe in the world of politics, once you have spent 30 years in the Senate, that certainly starts to outweigh the much smaller amount of time you spent in military service. So he's been in Senate service for quite some time. Now, is John McCain a hero? Sure. But he's also a senator who insulted the Republican candidate directly and expected to get no response, which I find offensive. Additionally, he's a U.S. senator who, though he claims to be one of the most famous veterans, has taken little or no effort to head the initiative, even though he's been involved repeatedly on veterans committees and in other veterans issues. Why is the VA as it is? Why is John McCain, if he is such a hero, if veterans are such his province, why has he not done more to prevent the debacle we have at the Veterans Administration, and continues to do that, right? But he then now also got voters to vote for him. So the voters did not vote to have a POW for the rest of their life. The voters voted to have a senator who goes up and takes care of the government business. When he took that job as a senator, he became not just a POW. He became an active member of the government, accountable to his constituency. And if he does not serve that constituency, we as individuals and other candidates have every right to call him out on not serving that constituency. And if he chooses to throw insults, then perhaps he shouldn't live in a glass house with a bunch of military medals pinned up on the wall. That's what I think about John McCain. Does that answer your question, Jill? We'll move on. Rallies. Done this one now 3 times. So many rallies because we're hitting it. We're hitting it hard. Donald Trump is packing stadiums. Packing stadiums. No one did. Packing stadiums. Thursday, Portland, Maine, 3 p.m. That's right, I didn't. Correct. Friday, both Donald Trump and Mike Pence will be in Des Moines, Iowa at 3 p.m. and in Green Bay, Wisconsin at 7 p.m. So, are you telling me to say it again? Portland, Maine, 3 p.m. tomorrow, Donald Trump. I'll just say it again anyway. Des Moines, Iowa, 3 p.m. Green Bay, Wisconsin, 7 p.m. on Friday. Both Mike and Donald Trump. Mike Pence will be on Thursday in Raleigh, North Carolina, 10 a.m. Virginia Beach, Virginia, 3 p.m. and Norfolk, Virginia, 7 p.m. Mike is working it on the trail. If you have not seen his response to Democratic plant, okay, Democrat comes to the rally, confronts Mike Pence about Trump's inappropriate comments towards the military, and the response Mike Pence gives is phenomenal. Yes, do not believe the media. Many supporters in California, many supporters, many places. You know what? As soon as I came out in Chicago as a Trump supporter, I found that there are many other people here who also support Trump. And we struggle on. You know, we have to fight the haters. Sometimes your business gets smeared, and sometimes people attack you on the internet, and it gets crazy. I agree. But you would be surprised when you come out how many people genuinely support Donald Trump. Many of them don't know it. Many of them can't admit it, I mean. But they're happy to admit it to another Trumper. Because we're all on the same team. So, yes, they don't admit it. They don't admit it in public, but they like Trump. As we've talked on the show many, many times, and then I'll just mention this again. There's something called the Bradley effect. There was a candidate many, many years ago when the polls claimed he was going to do well, but people were being inaccurate when they did the phone poll. When they went to the actual voting booth, they didn't vote for him. Trump is having the reverse Bradley effect. There's been a study already demonstrated. That when you take a poll and when you are asked by a person, will you vote for Donald Trump? People will say no. More often than if you are asked by a machine. By about 6 to 7%. So verbal polls are actually showing that Trump is probably up about 6 to 7% in the current polls we have now, because verbal polling is the majority of the way they take the polls. So, and chill. Actually, what you'll find is many of the studies are showing that Trump supporters are very educated. They often run small businesses or medium businesses. They employ more people. They have more degrees. Probably because a lot of the Democrats are still in college. So, let's do, this is where we got frozen yesterday, so let's do my Trump reason of the day. And my Trump reason of the day, I have been doing this show, this is episode 70. 70 episodes. And many of you have been tuning in, and I really, really thank all of you for doing it. So, there have been, what I've done, that means that there are 70 different reasons. 70, at least. 70 different reasons why I support Donald Trump. So I'm just going to run through as many of them as I can, and just a whole bunch of Trump reasons. He's strong on defense without wanting to continue military occupation. He no longer wants to continue nation building. He wants to return schools to local control. He has a great tax plan. He's leading in the polls. Oh, boo. He's leading in the battleground states. He's the only person who has any hope to beat Hillary Clinton. He's actually the only person who will stop TPP. He's the only person who has any issue, any strong opinions on dealing with border security, in dealing with radical Islamic terrorism. He is the most pro-LGBT Republican we've had to date. His tax plan is fantastic. His health plan is fantastic. Health saving account. Price transparency in medical billing. His VA plan is sound. His infrastructure plan. We haven't even started talking about his infrastructure plan. He wants to start bond funds, basically like war bonds for infrastructure. Oh my gosh. It goes on and on and on. And you're right. The media lies, and the elites hate him, and they don't want him to end the gravy train. These are all reasons. These are all reasons. What's so fascinating, what you should do, Gordon, here's what you should do. You should go to, not to mention he's going to make Mexico pay for this beautiful wall. 100%. 100%. What you should do, Gordon, is you should go to Real Clear Politics, and you should go to the map, and then look in the battleground states. And what you're going to see, click on each one of them. Click on each one of them. Click, click, click. And what you'll see is Trump is doing immensely well in the battleground states. And if, in fact, continues to do as he is, thank you, so 50 to 38% with independents. Trump. And to suggest, now I'll digress, he actually is leading in Florida by 0.4. It unfroze. Wow, that was close. We almost had to do this all again. Okay, let's do the hotties. You guys can all talk. We have time for hotties. In fact, stop talking so we can see women. As you all know, I like to do beautiful women. I promise I will find some male Trump hotties if it will make you reconsider and perhaps look carefully at Trump's positions. Well, will you do that, cool? Joe, will you do that? If I show you some hot male Trumpsters, will you reconsider his positions? Read? Maybe. See, they never agree. You guys. So funny. Let's look at these beautiful ladies. Now, look how happy they are. See how happy they are? Are they sisters? Are they friends? I don't know. You know why they're happy? Because they're at a Trump rally. The best place to be in the world is a Trump rally. Because that is where you meet all of the other people who want to make America great again. They probably look like in their early 20s. Everybody who's in their early 20s looks 12 anymore. That just means you're old chills like us. So, somebody mentioned, I'm going to come back to this real quick while everybody listening here. Mentioned that Trump is not losing. You chime in, you didn't listen to the beginning of the polls. The polls have been cooked. Trump's actually doing very well. He was leading the Real Clear Politics average. He leads with independents. He has numbers in the African American and Latino community that are equal to Reagan. African Americans love Trump. He's doing like Reagan numbers. Additionally, he's leading in many of the battleground states. Florida, all of Florida, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Iowa, many of these states, margin of error. And the polls are already being skewed, not to mention the reverse Bradley effect. So, that means Trump is actually 67 points higher in the polls than really because reverse Bradley effect. No way that's going to happen. That's what Mike Pence is for, Gordon. That's what Mike Pence is for. And he's all over it. Mike Pence all over that region just earlier in the week. So, the polls also say he wouldn't make the primaries. He wasn't going to get 40%. He wasn't going to get 20%. He wasn't... You guys got to stop believing everything the media says. I'm aware. He also is a conservative and speaks very well to conservative audiences and has been doing rallies, Gordon, in that region. You know what? Tune in tomorrow. We'll go through all the rallies. If you just tune in every day, you can watch yesterday's episode. Just watch previous episodes. They're all on the thing. We're going to do that in a second. And just, if you tune in, then you'll know where all the rallies are. You can watch, and then you'll know Mike's been all over Colorado, that whole area, Utah. He's touring all of the conservative states, as is the Trump strategy. Trump, it's a great strategy to use Mike Pence wisely. No, actually, the polls are the polls that are crooked are the ones that get called out by Democratic strategists as being crooked. It's not us. It's not our side. So. Never Trumpers, what are you going to do? They will never, ever learn. They should just tweet. Tweet me here, all the Never Trumpers. Let's get off this before we freeze up again after this all over again. You can tweet me here, at Trumpertarian, at Twitter. You can also email the show,